Namo good morning. Thank you for joining me for our daily practice check-in. Listen, listen, listen. This beautiful sound calls us back to our true home. The second mindfulness training. Aware of the suffering caused by exploitation, social injustice, stealing, and oppression. I vow to cultivate loving kindness and learn ways to work for the well-being of people, animals, plants, and minerals. I will practice generosity by sharing my time, energy, and material resources with those who are in real need. I'm determined not to steal and not to possess anything that should belong to others. I will respect the property of others, but I will prevent others from profiting from human suffering or the suffering of other species on earth. Our Dharma lesson today is again from Ajahn Thiradhammo's book, Working with the Five Hindrances, on mental energy and the Tranquility Trap. Mental energy is often strongly influenced by physical energy. However, it also has its own sources. Some people are so active mentally that when they try to calm their mental activity in meditation, the mind switches off and goes to sleep. They may be unconsciously mentally drained through excessive mental exertion or have kept themselves awake through mental activity. I've met a number of very intelligent people who have had serious sleepiness problems when they tried to practice meditation. They could be energetically traveling all over the world in their thoughts and memories, but when they sit down to meditate with the monotonous breathing, they merely catch up on sleep. Sometimes this may have been due to a disconnection from physicality. So much attention was focused on the active mind that they were dissociated from the body and breathing, and thus unable to focus clearly on it. Some people also fall into what I call the tranquility trap. They think that meditation is all about tranquility, so they do lots of sitting meditation and follow a quiet, peaceful lifestyle. They may even eat less and be less active. They notice that when the body calms down, the mind calms down. And when they see some results, they adopt this as a habit. However, often the mind calms down not because of some positive development of concentration, but rather because of lack of stimulation. When the mind is undisturbed by the body, it seems to be calm. But while the mind may be tranquil, it is often also lacking in clarity or energy. This kind of calm is closer to lethargy than to vibrant tranquility. Also, there is the danger that the body may start to break down due to lack of exercise or attention or proper care. This is what happened to me when I began meditation in Thailand. I originally went there to find a suitable environment in which to do a meditation retreat. I had learned meditation in Sri Lanka, but on returning to university in Vancouver, had much difficulty continuing the practice. A number of us students lived together in a large house, so there were constant music. My next door neighbor was a rock musician, stimulating discussions and socializing. I decided to take a year out from study and do an intensive meditation retreat in Thailand to get my practice back online. When I finally arrived there, after nearly 6 months of travel through Europe, the Middle East, and India, I was eager, even desperate, to get on with meditation. I threw myself into an intensive schedule of walking and sitting for 16 hours a day. After some initial difficulty settling, I soon began to experience some peaceful states of mind. I was so obsessed with meditating that I barely ate and got little exercise other than slow walking meditation. However, after about 3 months of this, my health suddenly collapsed, and with it, my tranquility collapsed as well. I found myself lying on the bed, exhausted, with a flood of thoughts, memories, and emotions cascading through my mind. Looking at my situation, my first thought was, this meditation does not work. I'm wasting my time. Better pack up and go home. Soon after thinking this, however, I picked up a book, and the first thing I read was, The Eightfold Path comprises 3 parts: morality, meditation, and wisdom. Oh, yes, wisdom. What was this wisdom part? Wisdom is understanding how the mind creates problems, not merely tranquilizing them away, as I had been doing. I suddenly had an entirely new perspective on my situation. Although my illness was an obstacle to tranquility, it was actually a source of great wisdom. The first important lesson was that tranquility is a conditioned and very impermanent experience. The second lesson was that I needed to study these mental disturbances in order to find out how they were created in the first place. And that required a healthy body and mind. In the Pali Canon, the fundamental causes of lethargy and drowsiness are said to be discontent, arati, weariness, tandi, laziness, vijambita, drowsiness after meals, bata samado, and sluggishness of mind, cetaso cha linatum. May all beings be well. May all beings be happy. May all beings be peaceful. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Thanks for joining me today.